Please welcome our next actor! Hello? Hello? I've been coming to this house for 15 years. Every year on my parents' anniversary. A lot of memories in this house. I think this house sat for a year before Miss Willis moved in with her daughter Tammy. I remember the first time I brought flowers. Tammy was sitting on the steps playing with her dogs, and I went and knocked on the door to let Miss Willis know why I was here. I mean, she knew me from the neighborhood, so she didn't mind. I set the bouquet down, said a few words to myself, and I hopped back on my bike. But before I was halfway down the block, Tammy had started plucking the pedals doing the he loves me not game. I mean, she didn't know. She was a kid. So my mother told her because the next time she assured me in this cute little voice, I won't touch them this time, I promise. As well as you let them sit on the steps the entire day. And the next morning, she'll sit them in the front window in the water base. She understands. I assume some people think it's kind of weird. You know, my aunt recently asked, why visit this house year after year instead of going to the cemetery? I explained the cemetery is everyone else's memorial, not mine. You know, I really can't remember too much of the funeral. Mostly because I tuned everyone out, but I never even walked up to the caskets to view the bodies. Not how I want to remember, you know? I'd rather picture them doing something they love to do, like my mother cooking any one of her self-proclaimed world-famous dishes, or my father always singing. Pops would sit on those steps with a cold drink sitting next to him and watch me and my friend Dirty D playing in the yard. And no matter what we were doing, we kept a third eye on Pops, because we knew when he reached for that cold drink, took a big manly gulp, and finished with the long, that meant it was time for him to sing. And we never missed our cue. And I don't know if that cue was for us, but I took my seat right next to the window. Dirty D found his square on the sidewalk, and the show began. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. Now by this time, Dirty D had already started cutting up. I mean, you know, the spin, everything showed up split. See, D was a heavyset kid, so the split just wasn't happening. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May. I took a seat right by the window because I gave me a great angle on my father. I had direct view of Dirty D acting a fool, and I could still see my mother. So most of the time, while all this was taking place, my mother would be in the kitchen cooking dinner, and the smell of smothered apple chicken with mashed potatoes and gravy, or fried pork chops and green beans would kind of reach out the window and smack you in the face. As a kid that loved to eat, it wasn't hard for me to live with that kind of abuse. Well, I guess you say, what can make me feel this way? Up to this point, my mother was all business in that kitchen. But when my father broke with that three-part harmony, my girl, my girl, my girl, she was all smiles. I made sure I was there to catch it. Growing up in this house, I learned a lot, but mainly I learned in life, you gotta do what you love. That's all that matters.